Is there something BlackRock and the rest of these asset management firms know that the rest of us don't know? Back in 2020, BlackRock had a lot of hits on their website because of Bitcoin, but they didn't file for a Bitcoin ETF then.
And now related to Bitcoin, one of my important investors was on one of the television shows the last few days, and he spoke about Bitcoin and two of, one, monetary policy, two, and three, COVID. The hits on BlackRock's on our website was 3,000 on COVID, 3,000 hits on a monetary policy, and 600,000 hits on Bitcoin. So what that tells you is Bitcoin has caught the attention and the imagination of many people. Many people are fascinated about it. Many people are excited about it, but it's still untested. It's still a pretty small market relative to other markets. It can be, we see these big giant movements every day. It's a thin market. And so can it evolve into a global market? Possibly. Certainly by evidence of the imagination of so many who want to learn about it or interested in about it, to me is a very telling sign. Another good example why understanding big data, like how many hits and all that, really is a defining statement. And so we look at it as something is real, but it's still untested. It still has many, we have to go through many markets to see if it's going to be permanently real, or it's going to be a variant of that sometime in the future.
Even Bitcoin analysts are shocked at the rate of Bitcoin adoption.
Overall ETF maven here, we have seen a spate of new Bitcoin ETF offerings recently, including from BlackRock. Even though everybody knows the SEC and Gary Ganysler is completely hostile to the idea, and everybody said, well, they're going to say no to a Bitcoin ETF, just like they said no to everybody else. But I'm wondering why now? What does BlackRock think they're going to get out of this effort?
You can't get away from your favorite subject here, can you?
People ask me about it, and I don't have an easy answer for it. I always think I'm missing something here.
I think you're right. I think your sniffer
usually
I'm
missing something.
No. I think you're onto something. I think your sniffer is always really pretty good, Bob. If BlackRock all of a sudden has filed for a Bitcoin ETF that's not futures based, it's spot Bitcoin,
right.
Okay? And Ganysler said, no way, that's not going to happen. But at the same time, they're bringing together some pretty good partners from a custody standpoint. They've got Bank of New York Mellon, they've got Coinbase,
right.
They've got an agreement, a surveillance agreement with NASDAQ to help with the security aspect of it. So they're trying to show the SEC that they're putting all the safety provisions in place to give them the confidence, to give them that acceptance of their application. I think the big thing we know, as Ganysler said, we're not going to do anything there unless we have the exchanges regulated, and Coinbase is not regulated.
But that's my question. Do you think this is going to change their mind? I can't without the clear regulatory authority, and they're not getting a bill through Congress. So now he's just resorted to essentially suing everybody. He's trying to regulate essentially by filing complaints.
Yeah.
I don't see how this changes.
If anybody can get it done, would you bet against BlackRock?
No.
They're the behemoth, right? They're the.
That's why I'm thinking. I still don't quite get. Yeah. I don't. How are they going to change his mind?
I mean, if they can partner with Coinbase and say, look, you agree to get regulated, what would that do to your business? Imagine institutional investments, just 1% allocation to Coinbase, and what that would mean. We're talking about a lot of money.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people like you that are saying, is this finally the time? Is it going to happen?
That's a very good question to ask. Is there something they know that the rest of us don't know? And that's the question addressed by a nice thread from Bitcoin Culture, as you can see right here. They made a thread asking the same question and giving more insight. They provided the following screenshots, and as you can see right here, BlackRock, Bank of America, and Fidelity Investment were busy buying MicroStrategy stocks. And if you're wondering what is MicroStrategy, well, MicroStrategy is the biggest institutional holder of Bitcoin, holding Bitcoin worth over $3 billion US. Huge investment, top 10 owners of MicroStrategy stocks. Bitcoin Culture writes, with the recent SEC lawsuits and operations, why are these banks buying stocks correlated to the BTC price? Considering there is no ETF in the US, buying MicroStrategy stocks is the easiest way for some US investors to get exposure to the price of Bitcoin. If we look at it again closely, we can see that Bank of America has a 2.37% stake worth over $59 million US. And when we look at the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, we can see that they've got a stake of about 6.24%, worth over $156 million US. Ladies and gentlemen, $156,861,589 US. What about Fidelity Management and Research? As we can see right here, staked 1.01% and over $25 million US right here. So I'll sign off with another question. Where do you think Bitcoin is headed? As at the time of filming this video, it is trading at over $30,000 US. As you can see right here, it's pretty close to $31,000 US. Where is this big boy right here headed to? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. This is it for this video. This is Briggs LBs and this is your guy Ken signing off. Catch ya in another video.